Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So this is my June plan with me. I haven't filmed a plan with me in a really long time, so this was really fun to do, and I am just walking through May right now, obviously. I've used my bullet journal kind of sparingly over the last month. It's just been kind of on and off and all over the place, but I'm hoping that doing a big June plan with me will kind of encourage me to use it more. And also just with this kind of revival of everything that I do with getting back into posting on Instagram more regularly, sticking to my content calendar on YouTube and everything, I'm hoping that all of that combined will encourage me to use my bullet journal more than I normally do, or I guess more as I should is what I mean, not more than I normally do. What I normally do is not as much, like I should use it more than I quote unquote normally do. But anyways, one thing that most people who follow me probably know about me at this point, especially if you follow me on Instagram, is that I usually hate weekly spreads. But I am actually heading home tomorrow when this video goes up to house sit for one of my mom's friends. So I'm trying to kind of minimize the amount of things that I have to bring home from my bullet journal. So I decided that weekly spreads would be a good way to do that just for these two weeks technically, but I'm house sitting for like 10 days, I think. So yeah, I thought that trying this out would be a cool thing to do, just to have everything kind of already set up for my dailies, and then I get into like the monthly spread and everything. So I just took like this 9 grid thing is pretty popular on Pinterest actually. So I just took that idea. I filmed this on Tuesday the 25th. Yeah, Tuesday the 25th. So I just cut off that Monday and didn't put a date there at all. And I actually didn't end up using this on Tuesday, but we're not going to talk about that. I ended up just cutting off that day and then just picking a couple of my favorite colors and going in and doing this little trick that I like to do with Tombows. Tombows layer really well, so it looks like a really nice ombre effect. It's a little hard to see on camera, but you can definitely tell the difference between the first and the second row and how it like gets darker and darker. So it ends up looking really nice, but it's a really simple trick to do. And then I just decided to use the like the extra boxes to do this week and next week for both weeks. I don't know what I'm going to do with the empty box, like the empty box in the top middle on the pink side, but just writing notes, journaling, all of that kind of stuff can just kind of go in here. And I just wanted to make sure that that pen was dry because Pilot G2s, especially the bigger ones, kind of tend to bleed. And then I left a blank page just in case there's anything I want to put there when I am on my house sitting experience. And then we're jumping into my monthly spread, and I'm doing my favorite monthly spread, which is the pretty much useless calendar. I never use my monthly spreads. I had done like a list style calendar for May and I didn't touch it at all because yeah, I just never end up using them. So I like making the useless calendar. So I did that. And I know that I forget to put the numbers in here, but I do go back to do it at the end. But then I just took some craft paper and some scrapbook paper that I had from a kit that I used to get in the mail that came with like a bunch of different things. But I decided to go ahead and put those in there and just kind of layer. And then once you see the scrap paper come in, I decided to just pick a couple of a few Tombows that I can stick in my pencil case and bring with me. And I end up using that for all of my June monthly spreads. So you guys will see that in just a second. Yeah, it was really fun to get back into like scrapbooking and stuff like that because I hadn't done that in so long. It just feels, it's really fun to do. And I like, this is my favorite part of bullet journaling, honestly. I don't like having a lot of structure. I don't really like weekly spreads, but I do really like spending the time to make like a spread really pretty and then going in and just kind of like weaving my dailies through it. So I haven't done this in a really long time and I really enjoyed it. I even used washi tape. I moved my washi tape recently, so it's not above my desk anymore because I have lights above my desk. You've seen them on Instagram if you follow me there. But yeah, I moved my washi tape over so it's not like in front of my desk or as easy to get to, which is kind of a bad move, but I mean, that's where I put them and that's where they're staying. So there's nothing I can really do about that at this point. But I don't know. I'm just so happy that I'm starting to like get back into this and use all the things that I really love to use. So here I am picking out my 3 colors. I don't really know what the plan was. I just picked 3 colors that kind of went with the little piece of scrapbook paper because I was planning on using more of it, but I ended up not putting in any more of it. And then I ended up lettering June in yellow, and then I layer the blue on top of that. So it ends up looking kind of green, which is really cool. Yeah, I just really liked how the spread all came together, and it's obviously super simple, but I feel as though like it looks really good while not being a super complicated thing to do. I think this whole plan with me took me like 45 minutes to an hour. I did cut out some footage, so I'm not totally sure, but I do think that the raw footage was about 45 minutes, maybe. And I love lettering. I don't do it as much as I really should, but I really love how that June came out, and it looks really, really cool. If you're like looking at my actual bullet journal, it kind of has like, not a 3D effect, but like, I think it all layered together. It looks really nice. So I decided to do trackers this month. If you've been following me, you also know that I suck at trackers. I suck at keeping up with them. So yeah, I'm doing it. I'm committing, I guess. So the one that I am starting right now is actually a sleep tracker. So I have an Apple Watch, and I wear my Apple Watch to bed every single night, and I have an app called Auto Sleep and an app called Auto Wake. They're 2 separate things, but they're like the same. They're like a bundle. There are 3 apps that are supposed to go together, and I have 2 of them because the other one's heart rate, and I don't really care about heart rate. But it tracks my sleep. It tracks if like the watch moves, so if I'm moving around in bed, but it also tracks if I pick up my phone. So if I'm touching my phone, obviously I'm awake. And it tracks like deep sleep. So when my heart rate dips down and I'm like actually like really deeply asleep, it tracks all of that kind of stuff. So I thought that it would be fun to put that in here and kind of just log my sleep. I'm thinking about doing like a signifier for deep sleep, if that makes sense. So like using a color scheme. So that's why there's room left at the bottom. But I haven't completely decided on that yet because I'm indecisive. So we'll see if I end up using color or if I just decide to kind of just signify when I'm asleep. So we'll see afterwards. And then I ended up doing a habit tracker, but I didn't do like the traditional habit tracker where all of the dates are across the top and then there's a list of habits. I decided to do a different one that I saw on Pinterest where every habit has its own like section, if that makes sense. So all of these rectangles are going to be their own habit. And then June has 30 days. So I was able to just do 15 boxes across 2 rows. And I think most people would write in the numbers, but I don't think that I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to keep it like super minimal and just fill in the boxes and just kind of keep up with it. I don't mind having to like count out what the day is or anything like that. That's not a big deal to me. And then I ended up picking out 15 habits. So actually, let me grab my bullet journal real quick and I will list them off for you while we continue to make this habit tracker. So my first habit that's listed on here is my medications. Basically just take my medications every single day. My second one is to drink water. I have a little bit of a water bottle system. I talked about it on Instagram a little bit. So basically I just have 3 water bottles. They're metal water bottles from Target that sit in the fridge and I rotate through them because I like my water really cold, but it's also a really good way to keep track of how much water I'm drinking. I also have an Apple Watch, so my third goal is to close my move ring every single day. If you if you have an Apple Watch, you know what I'm talking about, but the system is like ring based. So it's about like closing the circles and fulfilling your goals. So I want to do that every day. I want to do yoga every morning, which will actually help me close my move ring, which is great. I want to eat clean and track my food on Weight Watchers. So I'm on Weight Watchers. I'm a part of that program. And I never use my digital tools, which is basically an app that allows you to input everything into the point-based system. So I want to be using that more. I want to be reading every day, whether it's for school or for leisure. I want to use my journal every single day. So hopefully I can keep up with that one. I want to get creative every day. So using my sketchbooks, using, I don't know, paint, anything to be creative. And then I want to do Duolingo every day. I do that with my dad and my uncle. All three of us use Duolingo, so it's fun to kind of chat about. So I want to get back into using that. I want to post to Instagram every single day. I am kind of being lenient with this because of work and everything. So I just want to be posting to my stories every day. I don't want there to be a day where I'm ghosting, but I do want to keep up with my post schedule as well for Instagram. I want to reset every day. So this one is a little bit of a toughie since I'll be out of my apartment, but I kind of have a little bit of a reset routine where my dishes get cleaned, like the couch gets reset, the pillows get put where they're supposed to be, all of that kind of stuff. Everything gets put away on my desk, and I call it my reset routine. So when I wake up in the morning, everything is where it's supposed to be. Practicing self-care every day, whether it's taking a bath, going for a walk, whatever goes into that. And then I have my hitting my sleep goal and a mood tracker for the bottom that's just color coded. So those are all of my habits. Hopefully I can keep up with them and actually use a tracker for once. But I'm hoping that having just like this simple color scheme and everything kind of going together. And it's really, I think the colors are really cute together. But yeah, I'm hoping that I can keep up with everything. So now we're just going to flip through everything. These are my 2 weekly pages. As I mentioned, I don't know that I will use them too religiously. I don't like weekly spreads, but I'm hoping that I will be able to use these and to keep everything simple while I'm away from my apartment. I think that they're pretty open-ended still. I can still make a list and I can still journal in them, so hopefully that will be fine. Here I am numbering my June because I straight up forgot. Normally I put goals in here. I would put them where that little piece of the craft paper is showing through, but I don't think that I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to leave it blank or maybe put like a sticker there or something, but just a nice, simple, as I like to say, a useless calendar because you can't really write anything in it. And then last but not least is my tracker page. So I have a big old sleep tracker. It's just for tracking sleep. I do think that I'm going to color code it now that I've been talking about it in voiceover, but we will cross that bridge when we get there and I will figure all of that out later. And then my big habit tracker, I'm not going to go through and number it, but just checking off all of the different boxes every single day, I think will be really, really great. So yeah, that's about it. I am just going to put my ribbons back in my book. I bookmark the monthly spread and the daily spread wherever I'm writing. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!